Good morning, and we're going to look at angles in shapes today. So if we look at an angle, if I put that there, yeah, just got two lolly sticks. And if I've got a square there, can we see? I know that's my right angle. If it goes smaller, it's smaller than 90 degrees, don't forget that. 90 degrees. If it goes smaller, we call it acute angle. I'm sure you've done this before. Acute one, I always think about a cute little baby. That's acute angle. If, there's my right angle, if it's bigger than that, that's what I'm looking at. We call that obtuse. That's an obtuse angle. And if we go all the way around to a straight line, that is just a straight line, and that would measure 180 degrees because it's got a 90 degree there and then another 90 there. So that would be my 180 degrees, which is a straight line. Let's see if you remember them. So what do we call this one? Yes, it's a right angle. Get that one right. What about this one then? And this is, don't forget, this is what I am measuring. What do you think that one is? What's it called? It's called an acute angle, and that one actually measures 30 degrees. What about this one then? It's not a straight line, but if you can see, it's almost going to a straight line, isn't it? Can we see where it's going to? It's going from there all the way to there. We know it is a obtuse angle. It's actually 170, that one. We don't need to know that, we just need to know the names of them. Let's have a look. What do we think then this one is? You see this one? Another one. Remember, we are measuring all of that. We want to know what's the name of the angle, and it's an obtuse angle, and that was actually 135. And what about this? You remember this one? Remember, it's not a right angle, is it? It is a acute one. Get it right? Great. Now then, let's move on to today's lesson. Today, Wednesday, the 1st of July, and like I said, we are going to do right angles in shapes. So we're looking at angles and we're looking at what they are like in shapes. So here's some shapes here. Now then, how many of these shapes have at least one right angle? Now, if you remember what I did with this, when I did that, I've got my shape there. And where do you think it would slot in? That would actually work. My Toblerone box from yesterday, can we see that would show that that would be a right angle because it fits exactly. Which ones do you think then have got right angles? You might want to pause it and then we'll look at the answers. Ready for the answers? Let's have a look. So 5 of these shapes have at least one right angle, and they are the 5 shapes. Did you get them right? Yeah, you can check right angles by measuring, by making a measure. And they suggested that you get a piece of paper and fold it in half that way. But I sometimes you can, if your fold's not correct, you can sometimes get a bit misleading. Another good way is if you've got a piece of paper is just to tear it off so it looks like that, and that makes a really good right angled measure. So that will be a good idea. I know in the past in the year 6 stats papers I have told the children to use their ruler as a right angle, and some actually tore a little bit of the paper off to make sure when it was asking us questions. So it's a good method to use, that one. Or if you've got yourself a square, even better. So 2 lines that are the right angles are perpendicular lines. Can we say that word? It's quite a hard one, isn't it? Perpendicular. So it's got to be 2 lines, but they've got to meet at the right angle. Right, so they've got to both come together to form a right angle. So perpendicular lines are there, 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 and there. Can you see them? Where they're actually meeting to make that right angle. So we've got to remember that word, perpendicular. Let's have a look at thinking together then. How many right angles are on this hockey pitch? Might want to use your square Yeah, you might have to put it against the screen to see. How many do you think they are? There's a bit of a trick actually, this one. Not so easy as you think. So if I got my paper and I popped it into all the little corners, I found that there's one there, two there, 3, 4, and oh, 5 there, 6 there, but there is still some more, because there's still some more perpendicular lines. So I know altogether there were 8. Did you get that right? Great. Let's look then at these shapes. How many right angles does each of these shapes have? So let's look at A. Well, I know if I put my shape there, that would be too small. That would be an acute angle, so it's not there. That would be an obtuse one, but I think definitely one there and definitely one there. So we've got 2. One would be there, one would be there. What about the shape? I think you know this one. Yeah? You get it right? 4. Can we see there'll be 4 right angles there? What about this triangle? Would any of your corners, your squares fit there? No, none of them. What about this shape? This is interesting. I know they wouldn't fit there or there. What about that one? So I know I've got one there, one there. What about this? Let's have a look now. If I've got a square, I've got my square. If I turn my square round, right, if I turn it round, though it doesn't look like a right angle now, it hasn't changed, does it? It's still a right angle. I've just had to turn it, and sometimes you have to turn your pages or your shapes round. So I can see there were 3. Did you get that right? I do hope so, but don't worry if not, we will practice. Let's look at the third part then. Help Dexter to decide if all the angles in this shape are right angles. Well, I know, I think they are. I think that one is, that one, that, oh, hold on though, let's have a look. No, that one is, but what about this one? Let's have a look what it looks like here. Can we see? It's not a right angle, it's far too big. Can we see? We'd have to go all the way from there, all the way round. Let's look at it again, then you can see clearer. Can you see? Yeah, that is definitely bigger than a right angle. It says, I cannot decide if one of these angles is a right angle or a 3/4 turn. Think about the turns yesterday. How many turns would it do, I wonder? Well, let's have a look. There we've got 1 turn, and that would be my 90 degrees, wouldn't it? Another turn would be another 90, would give me a straight line. Well, it's not a straight line, because if it was a straight line, it would go all the way across there. Another turn would give me another 90 degrees. So I've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 turns, and that would be measuring. If I was measuring degrees, it would be 270 degrees. So would it go all the way around though? Wouldn't go all the way around, would it? Otherwise it would have been all filled in. So I know it's not 360 degrees. I know it's 270 degrees, but it means it's 3 turns. It's a 3/4 turn. And we call these degrees, and I'll put them in now, look. Yeah, and that's how we measure it. We can see, look, that if it was a circle, if it was the full turn, a right angle would fit. It's quite tricky, that one, wasn't it? Yeah, it gives you something to think about. Let's look at your challenge then. How could you draw a line along the dots to make a right angle with each line? Let's read that again. How could you draw a line along the dots? You've got to use these dots to make a right angle. You've got to make a right angle with each line. So the lines are started for you. Show a partner where you would draw your lines. Well, you'll have to actually show me, I think, won't you? You'll have to draw them and send them into me, or show your parents or carers or whoever's working with you. So to complete the drawing, I need to draw a line that is perpendicular to the line provided. So he's giving you a good, sorry, she's giving you a good clue there, isn't she? Right, we need some perpendicular lines. That's a nice challenge today. I like this shape unit. Let's look at your reflector then. Draw a shape with 3 right angles. That should be quite easy. You might want to go for the obvious, or you might choose a different one that's a little bit different. Right. Can't wait to see your reflect on this. This is really interesting. I do like this unit. Right. that's it for today. Nice quick one today, I think. I think you've done really well. If you can achieve this challenge, it would be great if you could all achieve this challenge today. It really would. And the reflex as well, don't forget. And I shall see you tomorrow.